Mrs. Robertson, and today we're going to be in Chapter 7, Lesson 2. We're going to learn about how to solve equations, and it is a very easy thing to do, but I'm going to be a stickler on the way you show your answers after a while. But let's first begin with our bell work. The bell work today is on page 520. Okay, so let's look at the Power Up Test Practice problem, number 34. Do I have a volunteer to read that problem? No? Oh, and go ahead and read that one for us, please.
Mike bought a box of 12 golf balls for $18. Solve the equation 12x equals $18 to find the price of each golf ball.
Okay, so in this one, if you take 12 times $1.50, all right, the answer is $1.50. In part B, do I have a volunteer to read part B? Go right ahead. Yes.
Tonya is 5 years old.
Raul.
Tonya is 16 years old. Solve the equation r plus 5 equals 16. Find both things.
Okay, and on this one, what plus 5 is 16? 11. So, remember, the equal sign says this has to equal that. And in order for it to equal, r equals 11. Okay, letter C, Mr. Caldwell. Do I have a volunteer to read that one? Go right ahead. You can do that one again, or another one.
Mr. Caldwell divides 72 students into 12 equal groups. Solve the equation 72 equals 12 to find the number of students in each group.
Okay, and that would be 72 divided by S. That's the way that they show algebra or show division in algebra, is they set it up like a fraction. So what divided by 72 equals 12, class? 6. Very good. Number 35, it says the graph shows the life expectancy of certain mammals. Write and solve an equation to find the difference, D, in the number of years a whale lives and the number of years a gorilla lives. Well, one that you could do is 35. Here's the gorilla. And a blue whale. I didn't realize that the blue whale lived that long, and killer whales live longer. So one could be 35 plus D equals 80, and the answer will be 45 years. Okay, everyone have that or something like that? Some of you might have said 80 minus 35 equals D. I would still count that right too. All right, spiral review. Yes, someone said this is like second or third grade. Yes, it is. 56 plus 89, we should have 145. 37 plus 26 is 63. 95 plus 48, 143. 29 plus 86, 115. 64 plus 48, 112. And 31 plus 62, 93. Any questions? You better not have questions on these. Those are so easy. All right. The table shows the number of raffle tickets the art club sold during the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Friday, the art club sold what they sold on Monday and Wednesday together. How many tickets did they sell on Friday? So we're going to add Monday and Wednesday. Now, kids, I underline those words just to make me pay attention. Which days? This one and this one. So it's going to be 42 plus 54. And that'll give us what? The answer, 96 tickets. Any questions? All right, we graded yesterday's homework in class. So hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing today. And we normally don't have homework on Friday. So write and solve, or solve and write addition equations. All right, let's look at the word problem here. On the second hole of miniature golf, it took Anne, yes, Anne, 3 putts to sink the golf ball. Her score is now 5. She represents this situation with cups and counters. So we have a cup and a counter on this. Her score on the first, I look at this, I think we're going to skip this and we'll talk about word problems towards the end. Let's just move on to page 526. So we're going to go on to page 526 and we're going to just practice the technique of doing an addition equation. 526. Okay, I like this part here. Solve an equation by subtracting. In lesson 1, you mentally solved equations. Another way is to use, circle this word, inverse operations. They undo each other. For example, to solve an addition equation, you use subtraction. So what's the inverse, or what will undo addition? Subtraction. Any questions on that? Okay, we're going to skip example 1 and we're going to go right down to letter A. And I'm going to teach you the technique you need to use when you're in an algebra class. All right? Now, what will undo adding 2? Subtracting 2. All right, now kids, the first thing I want you to do before you put minus 2, I want you to put an equal sign. And yes, I know everyone in here knows the answer is 3. It's like, why are you making us do this? Because we're learning the procedures to solve an equation. So does everyone have their equal sign down first? Look at your partner. That's why it's a good day to be a partner, to check on your partner. Now, what did we say was the opposite of adding 2? Minus 2. Now we got to balance the equation. If we have a minus 2 on this side of the equal sign, you put a minus 2 on that side. Everyone have 2 minus 2's down? Draw your line. Everyone have a line drawn? And cancel. Does plus 2, minus 2 cancel each other out? Yes, so let's cancel. Bring down the equal sign. What do we have left on this? C. C equals, what's 5 minus 2? Okay, now once again, I know everyone in here knows the answer is 3. I am teaching you how to communicate in algebra. So this is more about how to communicate than what the answer is, okay? All right, let's go on to letter B. What will undo adding 5? Minus 5. Put your equal sign right there. They have to line them up. It's your backbone. So put minus 5, minus 5. Draw your line. Now your job, kids, when you do these equations is to get the variable all by itself. You have to make it so it's only an x. Now, does everyone have a minus 5 and minus 5? Cancel. We only have the x, which is what we want. Put down another equal sign. X equals what? 6 minus 5? 1. And circle your answer. Now, sometimes I make the kids do a check step. Does 5 plus 1 equal 6? Yes, it does, but that is so obvious I'm not going to make you do a check step on these, okay? It does say check your solution, but we're not going to do it. Ready for letter C? What's the first thing we put down? Equal sign. Okay, your job is to isolate y. You need to kick everything out that's with the y. How do you get rid of a plus 3.5? So that's it. Put minus 3.5 on this side of the equal and minus 3.5 on that one. Try to line it up in your decimals. Okay? And cancel. Yes, y is all by itself. Bring down another equal sign. Y equals 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 12 minus 3 is 9. $9.25. So $3.50 plus $9.25 equals $12.75. Any questions? Can you all do this technique? Are your partners doing this? Owen, are you showing your work like this? You don't have a partner. I might make you sit up by somebody to glance. Okay, let's go to the next page. Subtraction property of equality. It says, if you subtract the same number from each side of an equation, the two sides remain equal. I don't like the way they're doing on this one. We're going to do it this way with the algebra, okay? So if you want to put an X through the numbers, Mrs. Robertson's not going to do it that way with you. We're doing the algebra today because you can all handle it. Now, when you do the algebra way, you line up your equal signs. You got that, kids? What will undo adding to? Minus, trace over it 2, minus 2, cancel. 3 minus 2 is 1, x is all by itself, x equals 1. Any questions on that? And what you just did was the subtraction property of equality. All right? Let's look at number 2. Here we have a word problem. Reuben. My neighbor growing up was Reuben. His wife's name was Eunice and Reuben, and my dad's name is Lester, and my mom's name was Thelma. Those are some names on the street. Eunice and Reuben and Lester and Thelma. And then Selma and Louie lived on the top of the hill. They were, Louie was alive whenever Abraham Lincoln was alive. He was 90-some years old when I was little, so it's like, oh my gosh, I knew someone that was alive when Abraham Lincoln was alive. That was pretty cool. He was a nice old man. Okay, we got to focus. I can tell you more old antique stories another day. Back to Reuben and Tariq. Okay, if Reuben had 132 minutes, how many belong to Tariq? Write and solve an addition equation to find how many minutes long it is. Okay, so this is the equation. Sometimes when they do the diagrams, it makes it confusing. Words, variable. So define your variable. They're going to use the variable t for Tariq's minutes. So we know that Tariq plus 100 plus Reuben equals 24.5. So Reuben, 132 plus Tariq equals 245.5, right? That's how they got this. Now it's the easy part. Line up your equal signs, subtract 132 from both sides, line up your decimal points, bring down another equal sign, and t equals, because that cancels out, when you subtract 113 and 5/10. So the answer, Tariq has 113.5 minutes. Okay, now let's go down to letter D. Suppose Reuben had 147.5 minutes of the 245.5. What were downloaded? Write and solve an addition equation. Okay, so an addition equation means it's going to have a plus sign and an equals, right? What is it going to equal? Well, Reuben plus Tariq. This is Reuben's 147.5 plus t, I put a little tail on it, equals the total of 245.5. Did everyone see how to get that written down? Alex, I don't see your pencil moving. It might be moving, I just can't see it. Now I see it moving. Okay, now we subtract. Oh, line up your equal sign. Minus 147.5. Why did I choose minus 147.5, class? Yeah, I wanted to get t all by itself. So that cancels. Bring down my t. T equals, when I subtract, 5 minus 5 is 0. 15 minus 7 is 8. 13 minus 4 is 9. So you have 98.0 for your answer on that one. And it is what, minutes? Okay, 98 minutes. Are you pretty good at this? All right, let's go to the next one on page 528. Oh, look at that little baby gorilla there. It's so cute. A male gorilla, there's a video on this one, weighs 379 pounds on average. This is 181 pounds more than the weight of the average female gorilla. Write and solve an addition equation to find the weight of an average female gorilla. Well, we know that 181 plus the female gorilla equals the male gorilla of 379, right? Now, I used F for female gorilla. You could have used, I think they used a W on theirs. So did everyone write down an equation? Okay, now let's just, there's not enough room to show our steps, so let's go down here and look at the steps. You put your equal sign, minus 181, minus 181. Cancel that for me. Draw a line and cancel. Bring down your W. W equals 198. Now, for the check step, sometimes you have to do the check step for points on a quiz or a test. You just replace W with 198. 181 plus 198 equals 379, and everyone put a check for the check step. All right? Now, I want you to do the guided practice, and then I will give you the answers to those in just a moment. All right, show your steps. Make sure you line up your equal signs. Draw your line and cancel. Okay, and then you end up with an answer. All right, I'm going to put it on pause and walk around. Check on you. All right, let's go over the answers. Minus 7, and cancel. 10 minus 7 is 3. Y equals 3. And circle. 3 plus 7 equals 10. That one I did do a check in my head there for that one. All right. Minus 6. Draw your line and cancel. 10 minus 6 is 4. Bring down your E. 4 equals E. And you did algebra. Okay, let's go on to problem number 3. In problem number 3. All right. A board that measures 19.5 meters in length is cut into 2 pieces right away. I know that it's going to equal 19.5, okay? They really don't give us much room here. Let's do the work over here. I'm going to do it over here. So I have 7.2. One piece is 7.2. So 7.2 plus X equals 19.5. Write and solve an equation, and they didn't even give you enough room to do it. So minus 7.2, don't forget the equals, minus 7.2, draw your line, 12.3. X equals 12.3. Okay, and number 4, I think I can do my equation here. It takes 43 facial muscles to frown. That's hard to say at first. This is 26 more muscles than it takes to smile. Oh, it takes more to frown than to smile. Write and solve an equation to find the number of muscles it takes to smile. Well, on this one, we know that 26 plus the number to smile equals 43. Minus 26 minus 26. Draw your line and cancel. Bring down your equal sign. S equals 13 minus 6 is 7. And 3, it's 17 muscles. 17 more muscles. Any questions on that? Essential question. How can the subtraction property of equality be used to solve an addition equation? All right, these are a little deep for you kids in the morning. Well, all it does, it allows you to subtract the same number from each side. Let's just write that down. It allows you to subtract, I'm just going to put SUB, the same number, this stands for the word number, on each side. That's called balancing your equation, balancing the equal sign. All right, so what are we going to do for homework? If you are at home, you will have to go ahead and do page 529 all, showing your work. And you will do page 531 all. Now, if you are in my classroom, we are going to do a worksheet because we'll have time to do that. But if you're at home, you'll have to do the problems in the book today. Have a good day. Get them done before the weekend. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Monday. Bye.